Radio 2.
Well, now it's time to join the Spinners and friends and the Spinners' special guest in this week's programme, making what was to be his last radio recording, the very special and inimitable Kenneth Williams.
Fried bread and brandy, oh, on a summer's morning, oh. If I had no one to choose, I'd choose my handsome Hughie, oh. H is for Hughie, oh, on a summer's morning, oh. If we had no one to choose, we'd choose our lanky Cliffy, oh. C is for Cliffy, oh, on a summer's morning, oh. If we had no one to choose, we'd choose our tiny Tony, oh. T is for Tony, oh, on a summer's morning, oh. Now we've no one left to choose, we'd like to sing some songs for you. Hello again from us, the Spinners, and Count John on the bass, and once again, a special friend. Tonight, Cliff's going to kick us off with a song which warns us to mind our P's and Q's.
Shine up your shoes, girl, brush your hair, give clothes on body plenty care. Mind your manners, don't forget, for me I think you're no broke, no square. Call me, how'd you do? Thanky, thank you. Beg your pardon, excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. Get education, turn big shot. Before you climb up high, beware. Mind your manners, don't forget, for me I think you're no broke, no square. Call me, how'd you do? Thanky, thank you. Beg your pardon, excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. You got to treat everybody good and fair. Give horse and grass and puss in pair. Mind your manners, don't forget, for me I think you're no broke, no square. Call me, how'd you do? Thanky, thank you. Beg your pardon, excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. Call me, how'd you do? Thanky, thank you. Beg your pardon, excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. Shine up your shoes, gal, brush your hair, give clothes on body plenty care. Mind your manners, don't forget, for me I think you're no broke, no square. Call me, how'd you do? Thanky, thank you. Beg your pardon, excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. Call me, how'd you do? Thanky, thank you. Beg your pardon, excuse me. Practice up your courtesy. Thank you. Great. For me, you're no broke, no square. That was the word in that song. And it simply means, when you translate it, it doesn't hurt to be polite.
It doesn't hurt to be polite. It doesn't hurt to watch what you're doing as well, because I've got a cautionary tale about the perils of drinking whiskey. It's a great song from Scotland, and it comes from a village, well, it used to be a village outside Glasgow. An old song all about the Carlton Weaver, or Whiskey, Whiskey, Nancy Whiskey. I am a weaver, a Carlton weaver. I'm a rash and a roving blade. I've got siller in my pouches, a gang and I'll follow the roving trade. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. As I come in the Glasgow city, Nancy whiskey I chance to smell. I get in, sat down beside her, 7 long years I load her well. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. The mair I load her, the mair I kissed her, the mair I kissed her, the mair she smiled. I forgot my mother's teaching, Nancy soon had me beguiled. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. I woke next morning bright and early to slake my drought, it was my need. I tried to rise, but I wasn't able. Nancy had me by the head. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. I'm a wall landlady, what's the line? Tell me what there is to pay. 7 and 6 is the reckoning. Pay me quick and go away. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. As I get out the Glasgow city, Nancy whiskey I chanced to smell. I get in, drank 4 and 6. All that was left was a crooked scale. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. So all a what did a Calton weaving, fairly mak them shuttles fly, for I'll hae mair the Calton weaving than ever I did in a roving way. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. So come all ye weavers, ye Calton weavers, all ye weavers, where'er ye be, beware of whiskey, Nancy whiskey. She'll ruin you as she ruined me. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh. Whiskey, whiskey, Nancy, whiskey, 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 Nancy, oh.
We've got a sailor's song for you now.
It's called All for Me Grog.
All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I've spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. Now across the Western Ocean I must wander.
All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all my tin with a lass a drinking gin. Now across the Western Ocean I must wander.
Where are me boots, me noggin, noggin boots? All gone for beer and tobacco. For the uppers are wore out and the soles are kicked about, and the heels are sticking out for better weather.
All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all my tin with a lass a drinking gin. Now across the Western Ocean I must wander. Where is me shirt, me noggin, noggin shirt? All gone for beer and tobacco, for the collar is wore out and the front is knocked about, and the tail is looking out for better weather. All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all my tin with a lass a drinking gin. Now across the Western Ocean I must wander. Sick in the head and I haven't been to bed since I came ashore with me plunder. I see centipedes and snakes and I'm full of pains and aches. Now I think I'll steer a course for way out yonder. All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all my tin with a lass a drinking gin. Now across the Western Ocean I must wander. All for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco, for I spent all my tin with the lass a drinking gin. Now across the Western Ocean I must wander. for me grog. You know when they used to Shanghai sailors and in the Navy, they used to press gang them. When they got these hayseeds on board, they used to call them ploughboys or farmer. So that's my bad way of introducing the next song, which I know you're going to be able to sing the chorus to. The sun had set behind yon hill, across the dreary moor, when weary and lame a poor boy came up to a farmer's door. Can you tell me where'er I be, and the one whom me employ? To plough and sow, to reap and mow, and be a farmer's boy, and be a farmer's boy. My father's dead, my mother's left with 5 children, large and small. And what is worse for mother still, I'm the biggest of them all. Though little I am, I would labor hard if you would me employ. To plough and sow, to reap and mow, and be a farmer's boy, and be a farmer's boy. Well, the farmer's wife cried, try the lad, let him no longer seek. Yes, father, do, the daughter cried, as the tears rolled down her cheek. For those who would work, 'tis hard for to want and to wander for employ. Don't let him go, but let him stay and be a farmer's boy, and be a farmer's boy. Well, the farmer's boy grew up a man, and the good old couple died. They left the lad the farm they had, and their daughter for his bride. Now the lad that was the farm now has often thinks, and he smiles with joy, and will bless the day he came that way to be a farmer's boy, to be a farmer's boy.
That's very, very timely, because we have from time to time introduced people who we've considered legends, absolute legends, and tonight we have one who's a legend to the folk world, our special friend this week. Would you welcome Rambling Sid Rumbold, alias Kenneth Williams?
Hello, me dearie ears. And I must say, what an honour it is to be guest of the Spinners. I'll just haul away me nadger till the grout bender comes on, because I've been digging in me gander bag to find you a gladsome ditty, and I've come up with a very tender and furtive madrigal, which has been passed down from father to son until the handle dropped off. It's an old Sussex courting song and tells the tale of a young swain who stands beneath his loved one's bower. He's a very small swain, but she's got a very low bower. That's the prevailing winds, you see. Anyway, he stands there in the full moonlight, singing to his light her love, and he tells her of his love as follows. Will you still love me, Mary O, when my grossets have bended low? When my orbs grow dim and my splod is white, and my cord wangle makes an ugly sight, and my grossets be bending low, my grossets be bending low. And she sings back to him, you ask me if I love you, oh, though your grossets have bended low, though your orbs be dim and your splod is white, and your cord wangle makes an ugly sight. If I feel the way I do tonight, my answer will still be no. Now, the other day I was leafing through a book of 18th century cheese sandwiches and come across this old cord wangler's ditty. Now, there's a lot of talk about cord wangling these days, but very few people know what it actually is. Of course, you see, in the old days, the apprentice was bound to the cord wangler for several years, but they've stamped it out now because, yes, it ruined the circulation. You see, anyway, this song tells the tale of a cord wangler and his lady love and goes after this fashion. Just clear my throat. Joe, he was a young cord wangler, munging greebles did he go, and he loved a bogler's daughter by the name of Chiswick Flo. Light she was, and like a grosset, and her gander pots were fine, but she sneered at his cord wangle as it hung upon the line. So he stole a waggler's moolie for to make a wedding ring, but the Bow Street runners caught him, and the judge said, you will swing. Oh, they tied him to the postern, nailed his moolie to the fence, for to warn all young cord wanglers that it was a grave offence. There's a moral to this story, though your cord wangle be poor, keep your hands off others' moolies, for it is against the law.
Oh, thank you, Kenneth.
May we dying to laugh.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
May we collect that one?
Yes. Tell me, is Rambling Sid based on a real character?
No, it all came about because of Marty. Marty Feldman had seen some singing and Morris dancing. And he said they couldn't really finish their lyrics properly. They didn't scan. So he said every time it didn't, you got these with a fal-dilly-rill and a fal-dilly... whatever it was.
That's right.
And so he wrote the first one with lots of these filly-ral-dowls, you see.
Yeah.
And he made them more and more complicated. And then he developed these daft words like cord wangle and grossets and things, and maintained they were all in the OED.
Yeah, I used to listen every Sunday lunchtime to Round the Horn just for Rambling Sid, because I learned an awful lot from him.
They were great. I know. Kenneth Horne had a terrible job.
Now, what intrigues me, man, you know, in just a minute, you seem to, like, go potty about
2 or 3 programmes. Is it because you're sort of fed up with what's going on, or is it
Well,
scripted?
yes,
or
I mean, I do get awfully fed up with the chairman, you know, about Parsons. Because it needs death aid, really. He can't...
Are you listening, Mr.
And
Parsons?
I'm continually getting challenges which are ridiculous, you know, from other people when I'm in the middle of something quite good.
Yes,
and
your history.
They gave me Speak for 60 Seconds on Gobbledygook. And that, of course, you know, was based on Professor Unwin, Stanley Unwin, who always said, rise in the early morn with your waiting thoughts of clarity in the mylode, trip open that very quickly to your ancient Grecian sparkers where the vessel Ulysses stuff it in the eardrobe in order to pass the siren safely. And I hadn't got the...
That's 60 seconds. You went
Oh, that's not bad.
You get a bell or something, isn't it?
It's a terrible squeaker thing goes off, yes.
We never miss it. It's, the car radio, you know. That's actually, you're a danger to life and limb. Because
Well, it is awfully silly, because the idea that you cannot speak without repetition and deviation and hesitation is absurd, because everyone in life does it.
That's right, and Peter Jones always starts, well.
Oh, yes, I know. I actually said on one programme, witch hazel was the subject, and I said, for many years I have used witch hazel cream upon my face. Because I use it after shaving, witch hazel cream. And I said, I've used witch hazel cream on my face for many years. And he interrupted, Peter Jones, and said, to no effect whatsoever.
Kenneth,
You can't move, can you?
Kenneth, you know, obviously that is a lot of talking, and people enjoy hearing you. What's your favourite word of the moment? Do you have a favourite?
Pandiculate. And I used it on a programme. I actually said it. I said I spent a very unpleasant evening with her because she pandiculated all over me.
Really?
And it means to yawn and stretch the limbs in drowsiness.
Wow.
Pan, as in Pan America, all over, and diculate is yawn. So you went, "Aah!" And it is very rude to do that in company.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
But it's a marvellous word, pandiculate, and I do hope that pandiculation will become part of everybody's vocabulary.
Well, we don't want to pandiculate all over you, so we're going to do a song now, and I wonder if you'd care to join us.
There's no chorus, I'm afraid, but perhaps you could play kazoo?
Will you join
No,
us?
I'd never like to have one of those things in my mouth.
Well, anyway, it's been lovely having you as our guest, Rambling Sid, and thank you very much, Kenneth Williams! What are those songs about kisses? What are those songs about smiles? If I could have my way, I'd sing a song today that would beat them all by miles. I wouldn't sing about smiling. That's not the subject I'd choose. I would sing about what I've got, and what I've got's those weary blues. Oh, there are blues that you get from longing, and there are blues that you get from pain, and there's blues when you're lonely for your one and only. Blues that are hard to explain. There are blues make you feel so low down, but the blues that be, they're the blues that I've got on my mind. They're the very meanest kind. Blues my naughty sweetie gives to me. There are blues you get from women when you see them going swimming and you haven't got a swimming suit yourself. They're the blues you get much quicker when you had a load of liquor and someone came and took it off the shelf. They're the blues you get from waiting on the dock and wondering if the boat's going to rock. They're the blues you get from sitting in a taxi cab and fretting every time you hear the meter jump a clock. And there are blues you get from trying to kill Monk and Bill from dying and he afterwards forgets you in his will. They're the blues you get from kisses when you're walking with the missus and the chorus lady shouts, "Hi, Bill!" But the blues that make my heart begin to shake and then to shiver, blues that make me want to go and end it in the river, are the blues my naughty sweetie gives to me. get from women when you see 'em going swimming and you haven't got a swimming suit yourself. They're the blues you get much quicker when you had a load of liquor and someone came and took it off the shelf. They're the blues you get from waiting on the dock and wondering if the boat's going to rock. They're the blues you get from sitting in a taxi cab and fretting every time you hear the meter jump a clock. And they're all blues you get from trying to keep Uncle Bill from dying and he afterwards forgets you in his will. They're the blues you get from kisses when you're walking with the missus and the chorus lady shouts. But the blues that make my heart begin to shake and then to shiver. Blues that make me want to go and end in the river. Are the blues my naughty sweetie give to me? Yeah. Blues my naughty sweetie give to me just one more time. Blues my naughty sweetie give to me.
Lovely. Well, that was a good old vaudeville song. And the next one from the pen of Guthrie, an American folk singer and writer. So long, it's been good to know you.
I've sung this song and I'll sing it again, of the people I've met on the wild wasted plain. The month was April, the county was Clay. Here's what all of the people there say.
So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting my home, and I've gotta be drifting along.
The dust storm it hit like thunder.
It dusted us over, it dusted us under.
Blocked out the traffic.
It blocked out the sun, and straight for home all the people there run singing. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting my home, and I've gotta be drifting along. The sweethearts, they sat in the dark and they sparred.
They hugged and they kissed in that dusty old dark.
They sighed, they cried.
Hugged and they kissed.
Instead of marriage, they talked like this, honey. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting my home, and I've gotta be drifting along.
The telephone rang and it jumped off the wall. That was the preacher making his call. He said, kind friend, this might be the end. You've got your last chance of salvation from sin.
Well, the churches was jammed and the churches was packed. That dusty old dust storm, she blowed up so black that the preacher could not read a word of his text. So he folded his specs, took up collection, said, so long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. So long, it's been good to know you. This dusty old dust is a-getting my home, and I've gotta be drifting along. Thank you very much. Well, another half hour is fairly shot by, so it's time to say farewell. We'd like to thank our special friend this week, Kenneth Williams, and Terry Walsh on guitar. So it's really goodbye from us. That's Mick, Tony, Cliff, myself, Huey, and on double bass, Count John McCormick. We leave you with the strains of the Liverpool hornpipe.
Spinners, and wasn't it nice there to hear the late Kenneth Williams at his funniest, I thought, tonight, and sadly missed. The Spinners will be back again same time next week with their special guest Ian Wallace. The Spinners and Friends was produced by John Fawcett Wilson. Well, next, Round Midnight with Brian Matthew. That's in a couple of minutes.